Hello and welcome to another episode of the Film Freaks podcast, the podcast about movies. Each episode we talk about a specific movie, and we'll get to that movie in a little bit. But first, I need to invite you, the listener, to send us movie recommendations for the fan vote. They always happen during Tay's episode, unless something special comes up. You can get your movies in by commenting on the latest episode of Film Freaks with Z on Spotify or YouTube. Coming over to the Discord, link down in the description below, and talking in the movie stuff section saying, I want to recommend this movie. Or sending us an email at ff.filmfreaks with a Z at the end at gmail.com. We take every request, even the, what's that SpongeBob line? We will never deny a request, and we will never deny a customer a request. You know what? Doesn't matter. Even the most ridiculous. Let's go ahead and introduce ourselves before we introduce the movie. I am a Big Ferret, and I'm here with
Callus the Giant.
Taylor the circus guy.
I'm Ray.
Tay, did you just call yourself Taylor?
I sure did call myself Taylor.
I like it.
I mean, that is technically my full name. So
Whoa,
New
lore reveal.
unlocked.
Mind blown.
yeah,
Who could have seen this coming?
I know, right? Who could have?
It only took 152 episodes to get a first name reveal.
Wow.
Wow. And I didn't even do it on purpose. I was just absent-mindedly like, yeah, there we go.
I can
Whatever.
bleep it if you want.
Yes, let's do. No, I don't care.
Well, I hope we're all doing well because Callus recommended a movie that I think possibly caused at least two of us here to have a complete mental breakdown at the end of. So let's jump right into it, huh?
Oh boy. All right. So I recommended we all watch Big Fish, released in 2003, directed by Tim Burton. This movie stars, oh boy, Ewan McGregor, Albert Finney, Billy Crudup, Jessica Lange, Helena Bonham Carter, Alison Lohman, Marion Cotillard, Matthew McGrory, Steve Buscemi, Danny DeVito, and Miley Cyrus, among many others. So, where do we start with this movie?
Miley Cyrus was in it.
Yeah, it was
Yep,
a
she
very
had a
surprising.
small cameo in the church.
Huh.
I
didn't
was-
notice her.
No, she was one other scene before the church, actually.
What? But she was singing in the church too. She was singing the hymn.
Which church?
Yeah, but she appeared earlier in the movie.
Well, it's because she
We'll talk
was
about it
dressed
later.
up. She was dressed up like Hannah Montana. That's why you didn't recognize her.
Oh, you're right. My bad.
Oh, Hannah Montana was. Yeah, I knew Hannah Montana was in the movie, but I didn't notice Miley Cyrus.
No, she's actually one of the 5 kids that went to visit the witch.
Oh.
Oh,
yes.
you know,
Yeah.
I didn't have my glasses on when I was watching this movie. So
You know, I've seen this movie many times, and this most recent watch is when I first realized that was her.
I
wow.
still didn't.
Because
I mean,
she's very young, so.
Yeah, I've only seen this movie probably like 3 times.
This is my first time.
Yeah, I've never seen it in my life. Until now, of course.
Yeah. Still haven't. We're doing this.
You know what? I'm winging it today, folks.
All right, well, where do we go from here?
Turn all the
a
lights
quick
down
question,
now.
A quick question I wanted to ask the film freaks. Do you guys think Danny DeVito is the person that cleans his ass? Washes his ass?
You know, we've seen his ass a lot of times, whether it be on Sunny, Always Sunny, or whatever. I think he does. I think he does a great job cleaning his ass.
Okay, cool.
Huh.
Yeah, he seems like the type who would. So.
He's hairless.
Do you think he shaves or waxes?
I think he's just naturally bare bottomed.
Yeah.
you know?
I think so
I think
too.
I'm
Let's-
over
let's
this
go with that.
conversation.
All right, so
Where do we go from here?
right, let's get all that silliness out of the way.
Well, a majority of this movie is pretty silly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So, yeah,
like
what do you guys,
silly in a weird way though. Like it's obviously Tim Burton.
Yeah,
Right.
Tim Burton flavored.
Yeah.
Yep. So what did you guys think of like the back and forth between like real life stuff and just like outlandish fantasy?
I don't know because I'm not a huge Tim Burton fan, to be completely honest with you.
I am not
Um,
either.
So I like I don't know. I had problems watching this movie, to be completely honest with you. Just with like the outlandish, like weird fever dream-esque that I don't know. I don't know. Just a
For
little weird.
me, I think like so I'm not a huge Tim Burton fan. Like I don't necessarily hate his movies, but they're just not. They get a ton of like praise and stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, they're fine. But this is probably. I mean, up to this point, I don't know if on this rewatch, but when this came out, up to that point, it was like my favorite Tim Burton movie, just because it was kind of weird and surreal, and like
Okay.
I enjoyed that. So
Yeah, personally, like that's one of the reasons why I like this movie so much is because it's just like so silly with it and just like you never know what's gonna happen and just
yeah,
I don't know a lot of things about this movie just make me laugh.
That's fair.
It took me a minute to get into the whole back and forth style of the movie. And I wasn't sure, especially towards the beginning, whether he was telling stories about himself or someone else at times. But once it was once it got going, I was like, yeah, I'm into it. So, enjoyable. I'm kind of hit or miss with Tim Burton. Like he has some true classics in his filmography, but then he has some really big misses, whiffs in his filmography too.
oh
Like,
for sure.
I absolutely love Batman Returns, and obviously Edward Scissorhands is like a classic. Beetlejuice, but then at the same time, he's got like Dumbo and Planet of the Apes reboot in there, and it's like, yeah, we're really missing on some of these, but some, I mean, a lot of his movies kind of hit for me. Even like his Sleepy Hollow movie, I find pretty good. I don't think he's a perfect filmmaker, but he certainly has a style to his stuff.
That's for sure.
He does have a
For sure.
style. And I think that style definitely like lends itself better to certain stories than others. Did he do the Alice in Wonderland one?
Yes.
Yeah. Like
He did
that
the
one you
first
think
one.
would?
I do like those. Well, I like the second one.
Oh, you
more
like
than
the
Yeah,
first-
I didn't see the second one. The first one was bad. But
Wait,
part of
the
that was
second
because
one?
I know they tacked on like 3D to it because Avatar had just come out and like it just made the movie experience so much worse because it was just awful.
No, I believe it. I mean, I haven't watched that movie in a millennia at this point, but
Yeah.
but I do recall one of the cursed scenes of the movie of like Johnny Depp's character, his head like spinning around and he's dancing, and I was like, yeah, that's something. He was the Mad Hatter.
Yeah.
I do remember Tweedledum and Tweedledee being absolutely horrifying.
Yes.
Mhm.
Like,
Even
See,
the
and
Queen.
like, yeah, I just think Alice in Wonderland, like, source material, you'd go, oh yeah, that'd be perfect for his style, and I don't think it was. So
yeah, he has some like movies that really hit with the style, like Sweeney Todd. I feel like the two Batman movies he directed really work well with how he directs.
Yeah.
But when you try and place him into a mold like Dumbo or an Alice in Wonderland, like that's where like I just feel like the magic gets lost a little bit, and call it what you want. I call it magic, but like his worst movies are the ones that are based off of other things. Like, well, I mean, but besides from Batman, I should say, and Sweeney Todd, but Charlie and Chocolate Factory, Alice in Wonderland, Dumbo. I mean, these are existing properties that already had movies before them that just kind of were better. Like, even though Charlie and the Chocolate Factory goes closer to the book than Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, there's no doubting in my mind that Willy Wonka is the superior movie to Charlie and Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
And the same thing with Alice in Wonderland. I would rather watch the animated movie a million times over than the 2010 movie, which I hardly even remember at this point, but I do know that I did not enjoy my time watching
Yeah.
it. So,
Yeah.
I think that's very fair. Like Tim Burton is very hit or miss. It really does just depend because like I do like some of his movies. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, absolutely not.
I thought you were about to say absolutely Charlie and Chocolate Factory.
No, no, sir. But like he did like Corpse Bride, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, love that movie. Nightmare Before Christmas, not a huge fan. I don't know. I couldn't even tell you why some of them are hit and some of them are miss for me.
Yeah.
I could not even tell you, but Coraline, absolutely not.
Go. That's not his
Um,
movie. So,
That's not
Oh,
his.
thank God. Okay, sorry. Same.
and
It's the same
technically,
style.
the Nightmare Before Christmas is also not like him directing,
He
even though
was-
his name's on it.
Right. He was just like, he had his hand in it.
He had something
I
in there.
And like also, I think because Nightmare Before Christmas is so hyped, and I don't get that hype. I think that's part of the reason. I
I'm
don't
the
like it.
same way. I'm always just like, especially like going to Disneyland in October with friends usually, and it's like they ruined the Haunted Mansion by making it Nightmare Before Christmas, and I'm just like, but why?
It is absolutely insane that you bring that up because I just watched the ride through for the 2025 season of that, and I was like, "Damn, they kind of ruined the ride by putting all this crap in." Here.
Yes, they do.
And I enjoy the Nightmare Before Christmas, but I think that like it deserves its own unique ride and not just like throwing Nightmare Before Christmas stuff into the Haunted Mansion because the Haunted Mansion is
Yeah.
cool on its own.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it was always one of my like favorite rides. And then like every last time I've been to Disneyland for like the last few years, it's just I'm like, oh cool, I can't enjoy my favorite ride because they decided to turn it into this. And it makes me sad.
Well, they're just trying to, jump on that popularity because Nightmare Before Christmas, it's a huge movie. It's obviously
Yeah.
one of the biggest ones that he's done. And even then, he's not like the full director on that either. So it's like, but
Did you though?
yeah, I think in general, I think Big Fish, to kind of wrap it all back around here, I
Yeah.
think it does work
Fish.
with his style of like kind of weird film, his weird filmmaking style.
Yeah.
Um,
It's very Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not. Let's see. Edward Scissorhands came out in the '90s. This one came out 2003, so they're kind of close related. But he did have I believe he had a movie between them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he had a few.
I really like Edward Scissorhands. The score to that movie is amazing. But I digress because I'm gonna keep talking about everything else except for Big Fish. I'm sorry.
I gotta
Big Fish.
rewatch. I gotta rewatch Edward Scissorhands because like I know I've seen it, but it's been like such a long time. I don't remember anything from it.
That's one of those movies that my dad was like, "I'm gonna put on Edward Scissorhands," and I was like, 8. No, I would say I was like 10 years old, and I like was scared of the movie.
I mean that's fair. It's a weird concept.
I do need to rewatch that one because I haven't watched that in a while. So add it to your list. Is it a Christmas movie? I think Christmas happens during it.
I don't
I
think it
think it
starts at
happens during
Christmas
it, but-
though. I think it's like a several long or like time wise. I don't know. Again, it's been forever since I've seen it, so maybe I'm wrong.
I just remember it being very vibrant
Yes.
in the score. I listen to it often.
I just remember him having scissors for hands.
I do
No,
remember
that's
that
fake.
part.
That's fake news.
Big fish? Anyone?
Big
Mhm.
fish.
Big fish.
Ray, did you play Fortnite when like the whole Edward Scissorhands event was going on?
No, when was that?
I'm trying to move us away from this.
I know. I did that on purpose. It was like last year. There was like a mansion that had like the hedges were like trimmed out and like just like Edward Scissorhands.
Oh yeah, but he wasn't like in the shop or anything.
Wait, was he never a character? A skin?
Was he? Because if he was, then I really missed it.
I don't remember.
I also put myself in timeout on Fortnite for like the item shop because I spent way too much money the first year I started playing Fortnite.
We can talk about Fortnite later.
Big
Alright, Big
fish.
Fish.
What character from Big Fish should be in Fortnite?
The
Ooh,
giant,
that's a good
obviously.
The giant.
He's so cool. He's like an actual giant. He passed away
I
like 2
know.
years after this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
it's
was
sad.
the one thing I noted. Like at the end of the movie, when the giant was at the funeral, I was like, "That's not." Most people with giantism die very early because their body just can't
Yeah.
support itself. So I'm like, that's the one thing I don't believe about this movie.
No, he super cool
Yeah,
that they like incorporated him into it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I,
like- the giant.
I like how they introduced him,
Yeah.
and I enjoyed the entire. I just enjoyed his arc. I
did
liked how he
too.
just kind of walked into the circus tent, and Danny DeVito's like,
Yeah.
"Get out of here, fake giant! We got the real guy here."
Oh, he was so sad. I felt bad for him.
The fake giant, for a second, I was like, wait, is that the guy who played the mummy? But I know it's
kind of
not.
looks like him.
He did, and I know it's not because I guess the guy who played the mummy, he's only played the mummy.
That's a genuine fact. I forgot about that.
Yeah. The facts.
But yeah, I was pretty fascinated by these little like vignettes in this, in what the overarching story, get all these like little side stories. I guess you get the witch in there who you look into her eye and you see your death, and then they
Yeah.
looped those things back around. Like I felt like it was like an hour later, like when he's at the college campus, the one guy dies on the toilet, like
Yeah.
to Playboy
Dawn, is that
magazine.
his name?
Something like
Guy
that.
from the rude boyfriend from The Office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got typecasted after this. They're like, oh, you can be the rude boyfriend. You will always be the rude boyfriend.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I liked how there was pretty much throughout the entire thing there was like this idea of like, oh, is he actually telling the truth or not?
Yeah.
And then by the end, of course, he's telling some version of the truth, I would guess. I don't think it's all true, but probably most of
No.
it, maybe some of it.
He-
I don't know.
Yeah,
There's a little hyperbole in there.
a lot of extreme exaggeration, but I guess the events that he said happened. Just like you just put so much flavor into them.
Yeah.
For sure. I do feel bad for his son though, because that would be so, I don't want to say like, that would just be mentally jarring your whole life.
Yes.
Like your
It's-
dad is constantly lying, and it's like, bruh,
Kind of
like,
gaslighting you.
yeah. Like as a kid, of course, that would be like magical. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, and that's what they show, as him as a kid, he's like, oh, this is great. And then as he gets
Right.
older and older, he's just like, ugh.
yeah. Like,
And
just
then he
completely
ends
over
up doing it to his kid.
it. Because he learns to appreciate it though. Like
He does. He does learn to
Yeah.
appreciate it, and which I agree. Or, is nice. But at the same time, it's like, oh, the kid is going to end up being like,
annoyed
just
with his
stay,
dad.
like,
It's
just
a-
when he grows up, he's going to be like, ugh, my dad, he just always tells these stupid stories.
Well, I don't think his dad's gonna continue telling those stories when he grows up.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
hope not.
I
He-
feel
he's-
I
he
feel like
knows
he kind of learned his lesson from his dad because the whole thing was
Yeah.
like his dad telling the same story over and over and over again about the big fish, and then telling it at his wedding, and like of course everyone loves the big fish story, except for, you know, the fact that like apparently, well, you know, but yeah, the son doesn't like it anymore because like he's heard the story a million times. He doesn't believe the story anymore, and yeah, I don't know if I necessarily agree with his statement that he's like making his son's wedding about him, but
Yeah.
I think at that point it was just like, you know, tension boiling over, you know, like something he's been stewing about for a long time. So, but I think it did get the movie off on the right foot because it does set up like the whole reason why you know, he didn't talk for a while. Then he has to, you know, he goes back to his family home. Well, not family home, but you know, goes to see them. So I thought the like that whole opening sequence was a nice setup.
Yeah, that storytelling was really, it was a really good setup, like you said. Definitely think that like with that setup though, this the movie could have been a lot shorter. Like I don't know. Um
I agree with that. Like the movie definitely kind of, like I said, this it's been a while since I've seen it, but seeing it again, I'm just like, there's times I was like, yeah, I could see this being a little cut for time, but at the same time, like I said, I still really enjoy the movie. So
Yeah, the only part that I like kind of felt like maybe could have been cut was I really didn't understand the whole like barefoot town that he went to. Like
oh,
that was
Spectre, yeah.
yeah, that was the
What is a barefoot
first
town?
that was the first thing that I was like, well, of course you like the barefoot town cows.
What? I never said anything. I didn't say anything.
you didn't have to.
Yeah, I was just kind of like confused during that sequence, and I was like, what about the giant? Like the whole time I was just like, what about the giant? Go meet the giant.
My biggest problem with Spectre is like, you know, they have his name and stuff like, oh, you're early and stuff. I'm like, oh, this is supposed to be like death, but then it's not.
Have you guys seen The Good Place?
Yes,
That's what it reminded me of.
a little
Huh.
bit, yeah. And like I said, it kind of gives the vibes like, oh, this is supposed to be like the afterlife. He's early,
Yeah.
and then it's like, oh, but then they like changed the story of like, oh no, it's an actual real town, and he, you know, like I think Bowman Carter, at one point, it's like second time he was or late, and it's like, wait, is it what?
I wonder if there's some sort of like hidden message there with that we're just not seeing. I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe I don't know. I guess it was just supposed to be just this weird town stranded in the middle of a forest for some reason.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's
Oh,
a
you-
cool little town. I'd like to visit there.
Yeah, I liked how it came back around too. He you know, paid for all like the remodeling and the revitalization of the town.
Yeah.
And then he also like helped out that I forget who it was. That one girl who
Jenny.
ended up
Jenny.
yeah. So Jenny, yeah. Ended up helping her. And she also has her own like story on the side. So
And then she becomes the witch.
that's right.
And some backwards sort of way, yeah. No, my favorite part about Spectre is roses are red, violets are blue. I love Spectre.
That was hilarious.
It's like his awesome. His poems were awesome. The one that he had written down to, like, I had to pause it and like that was really funny too. I forgot what it was, but that was pretty funny too.
Steve Buscemi's character was probably one of my favorites.
For
Yeah.
sure, yeah.
But
I
I
love
just like,
him.
I love to say like, you know, after he tries to rob the bank, he's like, well, then he went on to go live a life of different crime. It's like, yeah, he did.
I think my favorite section of the movie was when he was robbing that bank and they you know, the vault was essentially empty and they get into the car and I thought that part had like the best dialogue and just the funniest moments for me.
I would have to agree, honestly. Because, like, he got, what, $400 out of it? And he was still like, well, this is just my jumping point.
Yeah.
You go, Steve.
And like Ed Bloom being like so sweet decides to give him the deposit he was supposed to deposit,
Yeah.
which is only like $21, $23.
I thought it was like the whole amount, like all the money he gave to that Steve got was his money.
No, just $23.
Oh, okay. It's even got your bank deposit slip.
I find it kind of interesting that Tim Burton cast Danny DeVito as the circus guy, and then Dumbo comes around like 10 years later, and he casts Danny DeVito as the circus guy again.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting.
I haven't seen
Well,
the
Danny
new Dumbo.
DeVito just
The
makes it-
original breaks my heart, so I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want to put myself through that again.
I said Danny DeVito just makes a good circus guy.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, the new Dumbo came out. I think it flopped. Honestly,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
remember
it did.
though. But it was around that time where like COVID started up. It's like no one was going to the theater, and then like no one wanted these like live action movies anyway. Like Beauty and the Beast happened, and it was like everyone was like, "Oh, that was fine," and then they're like, "Okay, what about Dumbo?" And it's like, "Well, no,"
No.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
enough slices.
and they kept going. I'm just waiting for the Cars live action movie. Yeah, that's gonna be great.
Oh, jeez. Also directed by Tim Burton.
Sure, why not?
What would that look like?
Creepy,
yeah,
probably.
probably absolutely terrifying.
Yeah. Like,
I mean, for it to be live action, there had to be like animatronics, right?
I mean, they
'Cause there's
they
no
claim the
humans.
Lion King's live action when it's all CGI.
No, stop.
No, they do.
My cats love that movie though. The quote unquote live action Lion King.
Well, I'm
Oh my
glad.
word.
I'm glad your cats are getting enjoyment out of it because
Yeah, I'm
I
glad someone enjoys it.
absolutely hate that movie so
It's
much.
awful.
It
It's
rips
so
out the heart of the Lion King and just smashes it on the ground over and over again.
Yep.
The look on my cat's face though when
Priceless.
when Mufasa fell, I'm literally glued to the TV. Like you could not distract him with anything. It was freaking hilarious. I wish I still had that video. I like put it on Snapchat like forever ago.
That's
but,
probably a good
yeah.
one.
It was great. It was freaking like, he was sitting with me and I mean he did not move the whole however long that movie is. It was amazing.
Big
Wow.
cat. So here's an interesting anecdote about not just this movie, but my life. Back in high school, I was writing stories, and this is the first time that I've seen this movie. I think I've heard of the movie before, but I'd never seen it before. I never knew anything about this movie. Back in high school, I find myself writing a story about someone who is reliving past memories, and at the end of the book, like all the people from the stories come back around, and there's like a big party. It just
Okay.
it was so surreal watching this movie, and at the end of it I'm like, damn, I rewrote this fucking movie like without
Wow.
even knowing what this movie was or what the story was or anything like that. I literally like, not one for one, obviously it was a way different, but like the main concept, I guess I stole it without even knowing. But I
That's
found that
awesome.
very, very crazy. And I was looking through my files to see if I still had the book on my computer because I saved everything from high school. And I think it's on one of my external hard drives because it's not on my computer right now. But,
I'd love to read it.
eh,
You can't just tell us something like that and then not let us read it.
yeah, that's a good reaction. Though.
it's very 2010 coded. I'll
Makes
say
it
that.
even better.
Yeah. I haven't gone through it. But I remember I was very much into history and like war and stuff like that when I was in high school. So there's a whole section where the character's in like Vietnam, but then there's also another section where he's in like Nazi Germany. So it's a weird one.
Interesting.
I
I would
guess
be
Wow.
intrigued though.
if I find it, which I think I know where it is. Perhaps I'll share it with you.
Yay!
Perhaps, but it could be way too embarrassing and cringy. So
Make
double-edged
it
sword here.
your wedding present to me. That's all I ask for.
Hey, there you go.
You got me cornered now. Well, you see, now I'm getting my hard drives out, so you're getting your wish.
Yay! The one thing I did like, I did appreciate about this is the fact that he did not cheat on his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty dope.
Yeah,
was really
I didn't
worried
think
about
he was, but they did set it up to kind of make it seem like it was a possibility.
Yeah.
But he loved that lady.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Even though he tells tons of lies, at least his heart is true.
That's right.
They make a cute couple, even like the older versions, like when she jumped into the bathtub with him and just like
Yeah.
laid on top of him. That was sweet.
At first, I wasn't really into the idea that he was like courting this girl who was already engaged,
Yeah, that's a little sucky.
but they did bring it around when the boyfriend, the engagee, was an absolute piece of shit. So
I mean, it is a movie in the early 2000s, so of course he is.
yeah, it just at the beginning of that I was like, kind of creepy to come to like this person's doorstep and be like, you don't know me, but I love you and I'm going to marry you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
any guy that's listening to this and thinks that works, it doesn't. So
Yeah.
just don't.
Oh
Ray,
wait,
you
let
sound
me.
like you're talking from experience. Did somebody do this to you?
There we go. Let me scribble something out real quick in my
Yeah.
notepad.
It's terrifying. Don't do it.
Oh, for sure. It's awful, people.
Yeah, that's one part that I didn't really like the circus part where he was just waiting around for like months and months and months to get just scrapes of information about this woman. I'm like, this
Yeah.
is a bit much.
That was
Yeah.
insane.
And he was there 3 years.
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah.
So I opened up my external hard drive, and because everything was made in like 2007 Word, I can't open it on like
No.
Notepad. So I'm downloading a app, and I'm gonna see if it opens.
Yay.
There should be a way to at least convert it. Maybe like using Google Docs.
But it's a file on my computer, so I don't. Yeah, I'll try and open it right now.
While you're doing that, another one of my favorite scenes with Steve Buscemi is like when just before he leaves the town, when Edward Bloom is just like spinning with the old man, and like you just see just like Steve Buscemi just pop into the background like he's running around in circles along with them. It's just the funniest thing ever.
All right, well, good news. It worked. I downloaded some weird app.
Hey,
Yay.
Now
Read
you
it
have a
to us
virus.
live.
Yeah.
This is also like, so there's the story, like the origin story of Yemmy in this too, which is kind of crazy.
Heyo.
Oh,
Interesting.
interesting. What is the name of the story, by the way? Do you remember?
I have it right here. Here's another
Okay.
weird thing, okay? Once again, I tell you all this. I'm being completely serious. I never had seen Big Fish. I don't know what Big Fish was at this time. I called my book Catch of a Lifetime.
Shut up.
Okay.
You were just on that Tim Burton wavelength right there.
I don't know how. I really don't know how. Kind of unbelievable.
That might have been a better title actually for this movie.
Maybe.
Get Tim Burton on the phone right now.
They should have just called it Catfish because he was gaslighting the whole time.
That term didn't exist yet.
Well, it should have.
Gasfish. What's weird is that so after he had that whole thing happen in, I guess it was like North Korea or Vietnam.
Yeah, it would have been either Korea or Vietnam.
Yeah, wherever.
I think the time frame, it would have been Korea. I think that lines up.
Yeah, so he meets the twins, which is like in his fantasies, just like one pair of legs for some
A
reason.
Siamese twin.
And
yeah.
like, yeah. And like he supposedly goes on this whole adventure because he was gone for like months. And like, so what happened during that whole time? Like, we never hear what happened during that time. I imagine they went on like this grand adventure, and like we just don't get to see or hear anything about it.
I think they said something about like doing a show in Florida is the only thing we get.
What? I don't remember this.
Yeah, like it's just that throwaway line where like there's something like, oh yeah, our show in Florida with the twins or something like that, and I was just like, oh okay.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, Yemmy is now going to read his book live. Go ahead, Yemmy.
Okay, it is 38 pages.
Oh, jeez.
Not the whole thing. Just give us a snippet.
All right, so it says I'm going to read
The
this
snippet is
verbatim.
Big Fish.
I'm going to read this verbatim. I haven't read this probably in 15 plus years. But I wrote a foreword for it. I wrote a foreword for my own book. Isn't that great?
Wow.
Awesome.
Oh, this is going to be so
Wow.
cringe.
I'm so excited.
It really doesn't take much to get the imagination going, especially for me. When I started writing this book, it was only the first part, nothing else. I wanted to make this book different from the others, so I did. The underlying messages and themes will boggle your mind, but in the end, a big main theme will rise up and overcome you. Many people ask about being in the books I write. In all seriousness, I don't pick people for the parts. You do. So what I would do back in the days, I would put friends into the books and stuff like that. When I have a character in mind, they morph into each one of my friends. So when you ask, can I be in one of your books? It's not up to me, but you never know what will happen. The worst part about writing these things is I fear that people will just forget it and lose it and throw it away or spill water on it. I wanted this one to be good, like read it 16 times good. I don't want people to forget this book. I want people to pick it up instantly and like it. I worked hard on this one since the last month of the school year. Oh man,
Is this you talking to us, or is that what you wrote?
This is
forward.
literally what I wrote.
That's the forward,
I love
right?
it. Keep going.
That's awesome.
To sum
I
this
want to
up,
hear actual story.
okay. Let me just finish this up then. To sum this up, I needed a more serious book. I needed to stretch my wings, to say the least. I wanted to make a more serious element to my books, and with this story, I made the underlying theme that you can see pretty clearly. All right. Well, anyway, I'm gonna skip over that. So the beginning of the book is a short story I wrote for Yemmy the ferret, the character. So I'm gonna skip that as well. All right, here we go.
Wait, there was a short story to begin your story?
Yes, because I had to explain who Yemmy was if people hadn't
gotcha.
read any of my other stuff.
Gotcha.
I believe he's a part of this book somewhere. So, okay, I guess I can't believe I'm doing this.
I can't either, actually.
In an old town not too far from where you live now, there lived an old man by the name of Fuzzy. He was quite the adventurer. He had done things no one else could have done in his lifetime. This is his story, the story of the best adventurer in history. The man wanted the world, but got more than he bargained for. I am fuzzy. I've lived for over 90 years now, and my age is quickly catching up to me. I feel it every day. I've had some crazy adventures with my friends. Oh, it was a partly cloudy day, not that great. My nephew was sick at home, and I wanted to cheer him up. After getting settled in, the boy wanted me to tell him a story of when I was a pirate. I've told it to him so many times, but I thought, what the heck? Oh my gosh. So yeah, then it goes into a pirate adventure.
That's awesome
That's fun.
and amazing.
I guess I was a bit off on my description because there's a pirate adventure, there's a medieval adventure, and I believe the end is some kind of war adventure. I'm sure, but
I genuinely want to read this.
here's a line: "I'm not done pooping," said Max.
Exactly why I want to read this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. I'm in.
All right.
You gotta send it to all of us. And if you request it
In our email, you can get a copy too.
No.
For $19.95 plus shipping and handling.
That's a digital copy, so no, there wouldn't be shipping and handling. Come on, Ray.
Shh. This is 2010.
All right. So this is
All right.
this is a docs X. So you'd have to get something that can open up a old Windows file format. But I will send it.
We should be able to figure that out.
This is awesome.
See, I tried to convert it to a notepad while you guys were talking, but it came up as like Chinese text. And I was like, that's not right.
Mm,
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
that's not right.
Try. Well, are you trying to copy and paste?
No, I'm just gonna put the file into Discord.
All right.
I just need to edit out my real name. Yes.
Steve Buscemi this whole time.
I think it's like the rule. If you're caught, you have to tell us. If you're Steve Buscemi, you have to tell us. I say we could do this after we continue talking about Big
Well, you
Fish.
guys can continue talking. I'll do this in the background.
That's true.
Well, is there any other scenes you guys want to bring up?
It wants
Any
me to use
particular scenes?
ODF file format. What the heck is that?
Oh, dear.
no idea.
Weird.
I'll just keep it in the same format. Sure. Anyway,
That works.
Callus, please continue.
Yeah, I was just asking, does anyone else have like a favorite scene that we haven't talked about?
I don't know. I think I like I genuinely liked his kindness like towards the giant and just like in general like I felt
Yeah.
so bad because clearly the giant had not had anybody be kind to him and he was like, here, you can take my pack and I'll just go down this way and that is my way of showing that, you can trust me. And it's like, oh, like you can trust him and it's just sweet. I don't know. I really liked his character. He was a very sweet person.
Yeah. They did a good job of making him likable.
Yeah.
And yeah, the I forgot his name for a second. Ewan McGregor. He like did a great job. Like with that big goofy smile he always does.
Why also though did I think that Owen Wilson was doing a lot of the narrating? Like it just sounded like he was doing an Alabama accent? Yeah.
Alabamian.
Alabamian is what I almost said.
It is kind of an odd southern accent.
I thought it was going
And
to be
very
annoying, but I grew on me.
I grew up with accents like that, so it was actually kind of comforting.
You grew up in the South?
She
I
had her
mean,
whole radio
yeah.
show, remember?
Oh yeah. The country.
I
The
did
country one.
a little bit of country. It was more of the rock station and the pop station.
I guess we can start talking about the heartbreaky moments near the end. Like when he had the heart attack. I feel like the whole tone of the movie changed and be going
Yeah,
beyond that.
that's fair.
But yeah, very sad, but also like very, very nice. Like the son actually choosing to give him the ending.
Yeah.
Like his whole life, he's been telling everyone, "Oh, this ending's a surprise, ending's a surprise," but he himself had no idea, and then he just asked his son to give him his ending. That was nice.
Yeah, that was really sweet. I did like the ending of this movie. I kind of wish the actually I don't know. I was gonna say I kind of wish like the son would have come around to it a lot sooner, but like even then, I don't really know. I kind of like the way that it all came together.
Hmm.
But I will say the beginning of the movie, like just like the music and stuff, made me think of Finding Nemo like immediately. I
Interesting.
know it was like super random. Well, like it was underwater and like it had a nautical type score to it, and I was like, Nemo, hello. But Nemo had been out for like a couple of years.
Had it? Didn't it come out around 2003?
I'm pretty sure it came out in like 2001 or something. Oh no, you're right. You were so right. 2003.
Wow.
So then maybe they copied off each other. I don't know. Same
Maybe it had
person
the
writing the score.
same, yeah, same person scoring it. Maybe. Who knows? The one thing that confuses me is like, what's the point of that naked lady?
Oh, the fish.
Yeah, the naked lady that's actually a fish. I never understood what the point of that was.
I think it was just kind of be like,
He wanted to fuck that fish. What can I say?
yeah.
Like, what is the message of just what is
That his desire was ladies.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because the fish, like, I'm trying to remember the story. It's been a bit of extra time since I watched
Like a
the movie.
Greek story, right?
Yeah, something like that. So I'm wondering if it was supposed to be like a siren or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
But it's not like it really, you know, the lady exhibited any of those things, you know? And it did end up just being a big fish, so it's yeah, I mean, you know, in a vacuum, it's like, well, maybe he thinks the fish is beautiful, but then at the same time, maybe he wants to fuck that fish. I don't know. I don't know.
He wanted to fuck it.
Try the judge here, you know. Man wants to fuck a fish, you know.
Yeah, to each their own.
But yeah, and after I finished watching the movie, I had the message callus, and I was like, "What the fuck did you just put me through?" that was like literally like one of the saddest. Like it was maybe it wasn't the saddest movie I've ever seen, but that ending had me all choked up. Like that was yeah, it was just a really emotional ending, and like on top of all the memories flooding back in from like writing that book that I was talking about earlier. Like I just thought I was just like, yeah, this is like where I'm gonna cry, and then I cried, and then it was like, yeah, Callus, fuck you for like putting me through this.
I did really like the way they ended it because like the way he told the story to him was like, you know, everyone coming together and there's like not a single sad face, and that's literally exactly what happened at the funeral. Like everyone was there, and like afterwards they were all just telling stories to each other about him supposedly, and like, you know, not a
Yeah.
single sad smile to be found. I thought that was very sweet.
I agree.
That
Me too.
also got me teary-eyed.
And then he turns into the fish.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that, honestly. I was like, oh, that's like a nice, like it fits.
Yeah, needless to
All
say,
right.
the end of the movie did raise the score for me. So
Hey.
Oh, good. I thought you were just gonna be like, I hated everything about this movie.
well, you know, I like to surprise you sometimes, Tay.
I appreciate that. Sometimes I just need a good surprise, you know?
Look, I can't lie. Cal's knocked it out of the park with this one,
Hey.
Put him on the Blue Jays. I don't know.
So now I have license to pick a really bad movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you already did that with the Majestic, so I feel like,
Ah. Yeah, so back and forth.
Does that mean I need to pick a bad movie next time?
No.
Oh, because when I pick a bad movie, it's like the end of the world.
Yes, exactly. You get it.
But we ended up liking Batman and Robin. We had a good time with that one.
Did we? Did we though?
I was not there for that one.
The collective we.
I think I was the odd man out in that one. Where it's just like, this was dumb. That's all right.
All right, my next pick is gonna be so bad. No, I'm kidding.
Oh man.
It's time. It's time that we watch The Room. No, I would never do that to you.
Oh,
I
you
was
want
really
to watch
hoping
The
you would say
Room,
Mask.
huh?
I would
Well, I
not.
can make that happen.
I'm not that evil.
I am.
Well, true colors coming out. All right. Does anyone have anything else they want to say about Beak Fish?
There is one thing I wanted to bring up and ask, because like something that didn't quite make sense to me, and they can just gloss over. So when Danny DeVito turns into a werewolf, and Mr. Soggy Bottoms opens up his pouch, and there's like a gun with a silver bullet there. He accidentally shoots Edward Bloom, and like nothing comes out of that. Like there's no blood. He doesn't act hurt. Like he gets shot, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. But there's
It
a little
looks
bit of
like he gets
blood.
shot, but
It just grazed his
there
arm.
is- Ah, it just agrees.
Yeah, it just grazed.
Yeah, they don't show him like after he shot the shot went off, and he saw Edward Bloom get shot. You see his face get surprised, and then they just don't show him ever again after that.
He's at the funeral.
Except at the funeral, yeah, until the funeral.
I do say it's crazy that everyone outlived him from his
Well,
story.
that's the other thing, yeah. Everyone outlived him.
He was younger than half of these people, and they're just like, yeah, it's fine. They're at his funeral because we have to. The kid has to realize his stories weren't all just made up bullshit.
So Mr. Soggy Bottoms was played by Deep Roy, who played
Yeah.
every single Oompa Loompa from
Oompa
Charlie and the
Loompa.
Charlie
Yes,
and the
he
Chocolate Factory.
did.
I
Oh,
recognized
yeah.
him. Second I saw him, I was like, oh, hey, there's our guy.
And honestly, if there's one thing that I enjoyed about Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, it's the Oompa Loompas. And that's because I know some of you are probably scratching your heads right now. It's because the Oompa Loompa songs and how they wrote the Oompa Loompas in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is a lot closer to the actual Roald Dahl book than Willy Wonka Chocolate Factory. That's pretty much the reason why. Because I felt like the songs were better in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, honestly.
Right.
But yeah, having him play every single Oompa Loompa, kind of crazy. But also, like, where's this man's award? Like, I know the movie wasn't good, but goddamn, give him an award for that.
All right, then. Does anyone have anything else? Any other final words?
I am good. All right,
All
Callus.
right, so shall I go
All
ahead
right.
and
Yeah.
review?
Yeah, go ahead. Final thoughts and rating.
All right. So, like I said, I've watched this movie many times. It is one of my personal favorites. I feel like the first time I watched this movie was like I was very much well into adulthood too, so I don't know why I decided to watch this when I did, but like I've watched it many times since then, and I just really enjoy it. I am into like silly, goofy stuff, and this movie has plenty of it, so I always enjoy the humor and that juxtaposed with like the serious scenes and like the heartbreaking final scenes. I feel like it's just everything melds so well together. Actually, it reminds me a lot of Scrubs, which is one of my favorite
Oh, I
comedy
love
comedy
Scrubs.
shows. Where like that show is just extremely goofy and silly, but out of nowhere, like the end of the episode will hit you with like a something going wrong, a patient dying, and like that just really hits the darkness really bad, and it just turns super dramatic. And like the music hits in, and like you really feel it. It's like real, actual emotions coming in, and like that's what this movie is for me. It's like goofy, silly, but like so well made and like so impactful emotionally. So with all that said, I am gonna have to give it a full 5 out of 5.
Wow, don't make me twist your arm, Gals. Jeez.
It's me next, right?
Yeah.
That's how this works now.
The old
Obviously, I saw
merry-go-round.
I saw this movie for the first time in dollar theaters back when it first came out, and I remember
That
I was
what,
like,
the early 50s?
yeah, exactly. And I remember I was actually a little late, so I never saw the beginning. Like I came in right as the baby like got shot down the hallway.
Oh, jeez.
It's
I
a
was just
tricky
like,
place.
yeah, I was just like, what is this? Okay, I'm here for it. Um, and I think the second time I saw it was kind of the same thing where I just missed the beginning. I think I've seen the beginning like this. I think might have been my fourth time. So third time, I think I finally saw the beginning because it didn't seem new this time. But yeah, like I said, I've always had a soft spot for this movie. I think it's one of Tim Burton's bests, just because it is a little zany and a little like surreal, but also just like it's a really good heart story. And you know, as we've mentioned, he does. I think Tim Burton kind of does his best when it's. Well, I don't know. I don't know if we can say that's true, but like when it's his own original story, I think it hits a little better. Yeah, I really, like I said, still really enjoy this movie. I feel like this time, since I had seen it a few times, that like I felt the runtime a little bit, but not really. I don't know. I still enjoyed it. I'm gonna give it a. I think I'll give it a 4.5. 5.
Cool.
Well, gosh dang it, all y'all.
And here's where it gets ruined.
Feel free to
No,
just.
I did have my score lower, but us talking made me have a change of heart.
Hey.
But I don't know if I was just genuinely in the mood for something like this when I watched it. I've just been very stressed. But that being said, I think like I do want to try to watch it again and give it another try because this is definitely something that would be like up my alley normally. So the humor I really did appreciate. Again, like the one thing that won't change is my not so deep love for Tim Burton and his films.
Yeah.
But this one was pretty good. So I think I was gonna give it a 3.5. I'm gonna give it a 4. I will give it a 4 out of 5.
All right.
Cool. A 3.5 isn't even a bad score either. You know, still
No.
positive.
Yes,
No.
3.5 still good. Yeah.
Yeah, this one was this one was all right. No,
Yeah, okay.
I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more than I was expecting, especially towards the end. It did take me a minute to get into and understand what was going on, but all these like nice little stories, you know, sprinkled throughout the movie that all kind of linked together in some ways. I think honestly, I think it was the scene with Carl, like just he, Ian McGregor, Ian McGregor
You got it.
heads to the cave to get eaten. I think that's where the movie really won me over because like at that point I was understanding the idea of the movie and I was enjoying what it was doing. And even though like the barefoot town kind of brought me back down a little bit, the rest of the movie still really gave me a lot of enjoyment, a lot of fun, some tears shed. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5.
Cool. And with that, the average between the four of us for Big Fish is 4.375.
Let's go. All right. We are at the part of the podcast where if we have any small recommendations for the week, let it be known.
I feel like I had one, but then I forgot it.
That's how it goes.
Oh well.
Well, my recommendation, I'm going to just cut you off there, Ray.
That's fine. I recommend that too. So
I went to go see Weird Al this past week. It was a great show.
Hey.
I love Weird Al Yankovic. Maybe listen to a couple songs. You know, I think he has some really fun music, and he also has some really fun skits that he does. And seeing like him
Nice.
like in his 60s still being able to go out there and be weird, be himself, like really gives me hope for my future when I'm 60. But like I like every single song he played, I knew every word. Like I'm such a big Weird Al fan. I know it doesn't come up too often, but like, and I also wouldn't put him in like my top 5 artists. Like maybe when I was like a kid, I would, but like you know, I have a much more refined palate now. But I essentially Weird Al was the first. I'll call it him a musician or band, whatever you want to say. The first band that I really got into when I was young, and like I listened to music, but you know, it's like, oh, I listened to Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, you know, like that kind of shit. Like, you know, I like I have 2 nieces, and one of them is just like getting into, well, not really getting into, but like listening to music, and she's like listening to bluey music and stuff like that. And I'm like, you know, there was once upon a time where I was listening to like, you know, Winnie the Pooh movie soundtrack every night before bed, you know. But like once my dad introduced me to Weird Al, the first album that I listened to was Owlapalooza. I was hooked from there, and that's kind of like where my love for music kind of blossomed. And you know, seeing him live this week was a bucket list thing. I mean, I've seen him before, but I don't remember it too well. It was like when I was 13. So seeing him now, you know, it was a great experience. I loved it, and yeah, maybe listen to some Weird Al. You know, he has a new polka melody that came out. I think it was earlier this year, which is pretty fun. So there we go, Weird Al.
Nice.
Good recommendation.
All right, well,
So I don't-
Let me interrupt you right there, Ray, and just say that
oh, I forgot
I
about mine.
actually don't have a recommendation this week.
nice.
Well, thank you for reminding me about mine though, because I completely forgot.
Yeah, I think Callus was
Okay.
waiting for you to start talking so he could cut you off.
I can make the joke.
My bad. My recommendation is just take breaks when you're doing stuff. Just take breaks. Get up, stretch, walk around, do something, because I have been very stressed out and doing a lot, and like working 8 hours and then doing physical labor for another 3, just trying to get ready for my move. And even when I was in my new place, I was unpacking from the move, and I'm very burnt out and I'm very tired, and I haven't been taking breaks. So that is my recommendation.
Good recommendation.
Understandable. Well, hopefully, with Tay's recommendation, you can have a easygoing viewing experience in the middle of this chaos. Tay, what do you got for us?
I got first. I need you guys pick a number 1 or 2.
2.
What was that?
I'll
2.
2. Okay.
I'll say 1.
I'm
This
going to
will be a
go
contrarian.
with 2.
Okay. Hold on. I gotta pull it up here. Okay. The movie I am picking then is Glass Onion from 2022 by Ryan
Oh,
Jones.
there we
Hey.
go. This has been on my watch list since it came out.
Yeah.
It's good.
Basically, since the third one's coming out here in the next few months, I was like, oh, I want to watch these again. Spoilers, I actually watched Glass Onion like 2 days ago.
Oh,
And then I was
okay.
like,
Nice.
oh,
So-
well, I don't. So the 1 and 2 was Knives Out or Glass Onion.
So you're gonna recommend Glass Onion, not Knives Out?
Yeah, the nice thing about these movies is they are kind of standalone mysteries and stuff, so you don't need to watch them in order if you've never seen Knives Out first.
It's true.
You can still enjoy this movie, which
Alrighty.
stars Daniel Craig, Edward Norton, Janelle Monáe, Katherine Hahn, Leslie Odom Jr., Kate Hudson, Dave Bautista, Jessica Henwick, Madeline Klein, and many, many others. Like Yo-Yo Ma's in it. World famous detective Benoit Blanc. I always say his name wrong. Benoit Blanc heads to Greece to peel back the layers of a mystery surrounding a tech billionaire, eclectic crew of friends. Yeah, it's to be found on Netflix, and I really enjoyed these movies. I'm excited for the third one. And like I said, I just
Me
watched this
too.
one 2 days ago, and I was like, I'm going to still watch Knives Out, probably within the next 2 days, but
Yeah, I've been actually wanting to watch Knives Out again because I did see The Glass Onion when it first came out, and
nice.
that made me
Actually,
want to watch the first one again.
We already watched Knives Out on this podcast, I think. now
We
that I
did
think
not.
about
So
it.
yeah,
We
No.
did not? Okay. I think we just talked about it in passing or something.
Yeah, we
then.
might have mentioned it when we talked about Clue or something like that,
Gotcha.
which was like episode 4.
wow.
Oh, wow. That was my first suggestion.
I believe Clue was your first suggestion.
Okay. Like, I knew I suggested
Oh no,
it, but
wait,
I didn't
no,
really-
the Sting was your first suggestion. So it would be Clue would have been your second suggestion.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, Glass Onion.
Sweet.
Um,
I wasn't a huge fan of Knives Out because of like I have a huge puking phobia, and there's a chick.
there's no
in it.
puking in this one.
No, there's not. I have watched it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm the only one who hasn't watched this one then?
Oh, okay, get on that.
I guess
yeah.
so.
Oh
Yeah.
man, all right.
Wow, Yemmy's a virgin.
Yeah, I enjoyed Knives Out. I saw the twist coming, but I still enjoyed the experience. So I am excited
which
to
one?
dive into Glass Onion, Knives
Okay.
Out.
Knives Out, you got it.
Real quick, since we didn't read a review for Big Fish, I want to read this review by a person named Tetra on Letterboxd. They said,
All right.
calling it Glass Onion is such a coward's way to avoid calling it Chives Out.
Yes, I just saw that one. That's why I didn't hear what you said about. I was reading that as you were talking about calling the twist of Knives Out. So I was like, wait, what'd you say? I'm sorry, I was reading
That's
art.
Great. I was reading art.
So yeah.
Amazing.
I'm excited. And if you, the listener, don't want to be spoiled, or if you want to join the conversation for Glass Onion from 2022, make sure you watch that before the next episode releases. These release every 2 weeks, so we'll see you then. Also, note, which I probably should save for next time, but I don't know if I'll remember. This is the movie that came after The Last Jedi. This was the Rian Johnson, like, one for you, one for me movie. Glass Onion was the one for him. So,
Yeah. No, I thought Knives Out was the one for him.
Last Jedi came out 2017. Knives Out was... Oh, you're right. Never mind.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, Knives Out was so good, and everyone forgot about The Last Jedi that he was able to make
Yeah.
Glass Onion.
It got. They made a sequel.
They did it. Well, all right.
Sweet.
Does anyone else have anything they want to say before we end the show?
Hug your pets.
Yeah.
Be kind.
Welcome real good.
Wash your pet's feet?
All right.
Yeah.
That too.
All right. I am Yemmy the Ferret, and I've been here with...
Just careless.
Tay Nation.
Ray positivity.
Wait, did he say Josh Callis? Another name reveal?
What?
Dun dun dun.
And this has been another episode of Film Freaks with a Z. Thank you for listening. So long.
Bye bye.
Banana.
All right.
Wait, did you really say Josh Callis? I did not hear that.
No, I said just careless.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Might have sounded like Josh Careless.
Say the line, Callis. Stop making fun of my accent.
Yeah, for real. Stop making fun of my accent.
Yeah, Yemmy.